Good morning, artist. It's Kelly Folsom here. Welcome back to another Art Life Conversations podcast. Today is a little bit different because I'm in my bathrobe having my morning coffee. Yum, yum, yum. I drink Nespresso, by the way. I love the Nespresso Virtuo machine. It's amazing and the foam is incredible. So just love it. But today I get a lot of questions. I wanted to share with you my morning routine because I get a lot of questions about my morning routine, how I start my day. You know, Kelly, how do you stay so focused? How do you stay inspired? How do you stay positive? And really, I truly believe it all comes down to my morning routine. So I'm going to walk you all through my morning routine this morning. It is about 6:15 maybe almost 6:30 by now. I've been up for about 15 minutes. And I'm going to walk you through that this morning because it is really, I really feel like everything that happens in my day begins and ends with this morning routine. And it's not difficult, it's super simple. I do personally like to be up about an hour before I get into the shower, hour before the shower. And even though I am technically an extrovert, I love my private time. I love my alone time. I love my quiet contemplation time, especially first thing in the morning. So I'm here in my studio, and I believe that even sets the tone that, you know, I start in my studio first thing in the morning. So I'm starting in my sacred place of creativity. And it's really a beautiful place. I love my studio space. And I feel like that's part of setting the tone too, because I can be all alone. I can be by myself and really have this private time to be with myself, to be with spirit, you know, to be with beautiful nature and the beautiful world in front of me. My windows face east. I'm on the 18th floor. And so I get to watch the amazing sunrise every single morning. So I believe all of this is really key and critical. You have to find what really works for you. And I think the quiet, especially in the morning, the quiet is really key so that you can hear yourself, you can hear your thoughts, and you can hear any wisdom that might come to you because you are allowing the time and the space for it. So this morning we are not having I don't know. We'll see if we get a sunrise. It's very drizzly. It's about 50 degrees, so it's kind of dark this morning. So here we are. Here's my view. And I took painstaking efforts to change my environment a couple of years ago because I do feel, for me, that visual imagery is so powerful. It affects me so much. And the last apartment that I lived in felt very claustrophobic. Was still beautiful because pretty much everything in Colorado is beautiful, but it was just surrounded by, all the windows were surrounded by all these trees and there wasn't as much light. And so I took painstaking efforts to change that, even though it was super uncomfortable to move. I did not want to move. I did not want to spend more money where I was living. But I have to tell you, I finally decided, like, it is so worth it. Once we came and saw this apartment and the windows all facing east, and I do love the morning time, especially. So sunrises have been good to me for several years now. Painting sunrises every day back in 2013 really got me out of a really major funk in my art life. And so, yeah, I just love the sunrise. I feel like it's a new promise for every day. And like I said, today we're not gonna maybe get a full sunrise because it's kind of cold and chilly and drizzly today. Supposed to get some weather today, but it's still, look at it, it's so gorgeous. So I really believe that your environment is critical, that you try to do the best with what you have. And if you can change what you have to something better, if it's not good enough, if it's impacting you negatively, that you do whatever you can to change that if you need to. That doesn't have to mean moving. That could be something as simple as, rearranging a room, repainting, redecorating, decluttering, whatever the case may be. But we are human beings with these five senses, and I think the five senses are so, so important. So, of course, sight, the first thing that you look at. For me, my screensaver on my phone is a photo of my favorite place in the world, which is Paris, with the Eiffel Tower. And so that's the first thing I see in the morning. As soon as I wake up, I pick up my phone. There's Paris. There's a beautiful image of Paris and the Eiffel Tower. And if I start to get desensitized to that image, I will pick a new one and change it out. And also, for those of you who don't know me, living in Paris is one of my goals. In a couple of years, I want to live in Paris for at least a year and create there and be an artist there. And it's just going to be amazing. So it also reminds me right off the bat what my goal is, what for my future. So immediately my mind is on that, and it's not on anything negative, Wow, look at that. The colors in the sky are changing so beautifully this morning. The clouds, now here comes the sun. I love it. And so then our other senses, right? Like smell. I like to light a candle. You can see my candle reflection this morning. So smell. I've got my rose noir candle from Nest. It's my favorite candle. I love the smell of rose. So I always have rose spray. I actually spritzed my face already this morning with rose spray. Little things that really make all of the difference in the world to me. And they're little acts of self-love and self-care. It doesn't take but 5 seconds to spritz my face with rose spray, but I did it and it felt great and it smelled great. It just kind of woke up my face a little bit. Oh my God, look at this. This is so incredible. So for some of you, it might be getting out in nature first thing in the morning, maybe taking a little walk if possible. You have to find what really lights you up and gets you in that positive energy state first thing in the morning. And then also for the sense of smell, I love having lilies or roses, lilacs whenever lilacs are around. But lilies right now in the spring, it's late March here. So right now these lilies are just, filling my entire studio with their intoxicating fragrance. It's so beautiful. And they last a long time. So usually one of these bouquets of lilies will last a couple of weeks. So, and then also along with sight and sound, I usually love to have a little video playing on YouTube. I make it big so that I can't see anything else, but there's these little videos I love that have just soft, lovely ambient music to it that really calms me and soothes me, and beautiful imagery of sunflowers. I love flowers, so Either that, or I'll find one that maybe has images of beautiful places around the world, like France or Italy or Japan, places that I think are just gorgeous. So that, all of that is just stacking, for me, just stacking the natural pleasure that we get to have from being human. And this just really raises my level of appreciation and gratitude, for being alive, for being here, for getting to be in this body and experiencing all of this every day. It's just so exciting. It's so exciting to be here and to have the blessing of experiencing all of this. Now, years and years ago, I never would have crafted any of this for myself. All of this is always here for all of us. But it's really just a matter of, are we going to allow ourselves to just bask in it and take it in, if only for 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, in the morning. And I do think first thing in the morning is so important because, we've all had that sensation of maybe we had some bad dreams or we didn't sleep very well, and we wake up just kind of in a bad mood or in a funk, and it's hard to shake. And that still happens every now and then to me if I have some weird dreams or a restless night or wasn't able to sleep, But we all know that those morning moods just seem to last, And so I just try to do everything that I can to, and in an easy way too. All of this is so easy for me now. To set a mood that's going to last throughout the day, that is a positive one. So I soak all of this in. Oh, here she comes, the beautiful sunrise. I get so excited about it. And I love, actually, it's kind of burning out some of those storm clouds that are going to be with us for the rest of the day. So I'm going to remember this moment for the rest of the day. Other senses right now, just feeling my hand on my warm coffee cup, feeling the silk on my skin, from my robe. So the sense of touch, right? I have the sense of sound with my little video with the soft music. Maybe for you it's the sound of water. We do have a little creek out here that in the summertime when it's warmer, I like to open the windows and hear the creek and hear the birds naturally. But when it's cold, like today, cold and drizzly, I don't like to open that window. So just try to engage all of your senses first thing in the morning in a really beautiful, a way that's special for you, a way that really gets you in this state of gratitude and oneness, and appreciation. And then of course taste with my coffee, whatever it is that you love to drink, get yourself the best that you can. Obviously now in my life, I have more financial resources than I did 20 years ago in my 20s. But just do the best you can, whatever tastes good to you and is good for you, good for your body. Do that as well first thing in the morning, whether that's some lemon water or some tea or some coffee, even down to making my coffee as special as I can for myself with, the beautiful foam. I have a milk frother that I foam my foam my milk for my coffee. And that just makes my coffee just that much more special. Okay, so I know that was like an in-depth explanation of all of these things, but I just think that it's so important. It's these little things that make all the difference for me. So the next thing that I do after I have about 10 minutes like this to kind of wake up a bit and drink my first cup of coffee is, then I like to either journal or I like to speak out loud. So today I'll speak out loud because you're with me, and maybe this will also be like a little guided meditation or guided affirmations for you. Who knows what it's going to be? I never quite know either. I just know that it's kind of a mix of a meditation, affirmations, prayer. It's kind of a mix of all those things wrapped into one. But that's what I like to do after I wake up is I like to set my timer on my phone. It can be 5 minutes. If I'm writing, usually it's a little bit longer, maybe 10 minutes, because it takes longer to write than it does to speak. And I like to just get still and quiet. So let's just do that right now. I'll leave my eyes open for the moment because I'm watching this beautiful sunrise. Or the sun disappearing now behind these storm clouds. So I like to just get quiet, get still, and then what I like to focus on first thing in the morning is my vision for my future. So that's really my main focus, is to get my mind on that vision, on that goal, my purpose, what I'm here to create, what I'm aiming to create for other people on this planet, my contribution, my little small contribution to this world. But every small contribution, every small win is so important. So we'll do a little bit of that now, just kind of opening up. So grateful to be here. I'm so thankful to be here. It's amazing to be here. It's amazing to be here. Thank you so much for my body. Thank you so much for this moment in time, for being here in this moment in time. Thank you so much for all of this beauty, for all of this wonder and this grandeur and the color. I love the color. I love the color. I love my life. I love my life. I love being here. I love being human. Thank you so much for all the good gifts that I have been blessed with, that you've given me. Thank you so much for my talents. I will not waste them. I will not misuse them. I will use them today. Today I pray that I'm used, that I am of value, that I am of use. I open up, I open up, I open up, I release, I release, I release, I release anything, any emotion that's not serving me, any thought that's not serving me. I both allow it, I allow it, I allow it, and then I release it, I release it, I release it. I don't resist anything today. I don't resist anything today. Everything is for me here. Everything is for me here. Everything is for my good. Everything is for me, for my good, for me to be better, for life to be better, for me to learn, for me to grow, for me to transform. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for all of the growth I've already experienced. Thank you for all of the wisdom I've already received in this life, and I open up to more. I open up to more. I see clearly now. I see clearly. I see with clarity what it is that I need to do. I see with clarity the next right step. I see with clarity today the next right action. I see with clarity today my highest self, not my wounded self. I let go of my wounded self, who has been so hurt, who has been so wounded, who is protective, and I love her. I love you, I love you, I love you. But that is not my whole self. That is not my full self. And today I will walk in my highest self. I will love and heal my wounded self who has been wounded in the past, who's been hurt in the past, who's still carrying some pain and some scars in her body. I will love her today, and I pray for more and more and more and more healing of those wounds, of that pain. I pray for more transmuting and transforming of that pain into greatness, into love, into peace, into oneness. And I release those wounds this morning. I release any of those pains this morning. And today I will walk in my highest self, who is capable of anything. I'm capable of anything. I'm capable of doing great things. I've been given great gifts. I'm here on this planet to do great things and to fulfill my purpose, and my purpose matters. What I'm here to do matters. I help people. I serve people. I create beauty. I create beauty that touches the soul. I create beauty that uplifts spirits, that uplifts homes, that brings optimism, that brings life and joy and energy into others' lives. Whenever they see my work, they're reminded of all the goodness, all the greatness, all the love, all the peace, all of the joy, all of the great energy that is available to them in this life. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so thankful that I've been given this gift, that I've been given this talent. And today I will nurture that talent. I will show up today, and I will not operate out of the wounded self today. I will realize my purpose and what I'm doing here. I will realize my purpose in what I'm creating here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I call on divine support this morning to help me do this, because I am human and I have moments of weakness, and I need that divine support. So I'm asking for that today. I'm asking for divine support today. I'm calling for that support. I'm calling for that support to come in and to help me be even more than what I am in this body, to help me touch people in a greater way with my art, with my words, with my work, with my actions. Help me to be that highest version of myself and to fulfill everything that I've been called to fulfill here on this earth. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know that I matter, my art matters, my work matters. I'm excited to show up today. It's going to be great. Oh my gosh, it's going to be great. And what a great surprise it's going to be to see what ends up on the easel today. And it's all for me. No matter what happens on that easel, it is all for me today. And I am so open to receive it. I will not resist anything. I will not judge anything. I don't need to judge it. It's all a learning experience. It's all a learning experience. It is a link in the chain. It's a link in the chain. Every painting, every brushstroke is part of that brush mileage that's leading to greater and greater and greater good, the greater good, because I'm contributing beauty, because I'm showing up and I'm fulfilling my purpose in this day. So I pray for divine support. I pray to keep my focus today. I pray to keep my focus on what's important, what matters, and I release any resistance. I release any resistance. I release my wounded self if she shows up today. If she gets scared, if she gets hurt, if she gets protective, I release that energy. I pray for healing for those wounds. I release that fear. I trust that I will show up today and do what I'm supposed to do what I'm here to do, fulfill my purpose, fulfill my duty, and there is no need for fear. There's no need for fear in that, because I am held. I am held. I am held. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe to be me. I am safe to be me. I am safe today to be authentic and to be me. Okay, my friends, so that is just a little example. And again, I never know what it's going to be day to day, the words that are going to come either on paper or verbally. But I hope that you can feel, by doing this, even if it's just for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, just how it sets in your mind this optimism, this faith, this trust, and also releasing anything that's not serving you first thing in the morning. So we're really just training our minds and our spirits to, really look for the good, really focus on the good, and also to set our intention for the day, which is to operate, for me today, obviously from what came out, to operate from my highest self, and to release, any wounds from the past that might pop up from the wounded self, because all of us have those two parts to ourselves, So this is my morning routine. And usually after I do that, I will go get another cup of coffee because, like right now, I'm done. I'm done with my coffee. Yay. So it's time for cup number 2 before I get in the shower and get dressed and ready for the day. Usually after I complete that little meditation or journaling, I will ask myself, what is the number one thing for me to do today that will serve my highest vision, serve my highest self? And I'll ask myself that question, and then I'll write down the answer, because it's so easy in this life, in 2022, to get distracted, and to sort of wander aimlessly and kind of go with, whatever everybody else throws at us, whether that's the news or email or social media. And so for me, before I don't look at any of that. I don't look at any of that in the morning. I just get focused. I get focused on me, my purpose, my life, my vision. What am I here to do? What's important for me to do today? So the next thing that I do is I just ask myself that after I do that little meditation, because I'm so primed and focused and ready now, even just after, 5 to 10 minutes of that. So I'll ask myself, what is the number one thing for me to do today to serve this highest vision, to work towards that highest vision and to be my highest self? And I just sit there and be quiet and let the answer come to me. Usually it comes. Usually I don't even get the whole question out. And it comes immediately. And I'm reminded of, okay, this is a top priority. So I'll jot down the top priority first. And then if there's anything else, I'll jot down 1 to 3. But my number one is always my number one, and I keep my focus on that for the day. And usually what I do is I decide right then and there when I'm going to do that day. So if the answer is, the number one priority for me to work towards my vision for myself is to show up at the easel and paint today, and I'm going to do that from 10 a.m. to 12:30 or 10 a.m. to 1, whatever the time is. I will decide right then and there, because I think when we don't make decisions, when we don't decide and determine a time for when we're going to do something, then again, what can happen is I can go to the shower, I can get ready, I can have my breakfast, and then, I might not feel like doing that number one thing anymore. So for me, first thing in the morning when I'm fresh and I'm so inspired like this, I just determine what time I'm going to do that thing ahead of time, in advance. In fact, I planned yesterday that I was going to do this first thing in the morning as my podcast, right? So everything always starts, is created twice, right? It's created first in the imagination, and then we plan it, and then we execute it. So it's sort of a 3-step process, but the planning piece often gets me missed. That decision piece can often get missed by us. So I feel like that part is really critical so that we then follow through and do that thing, and then we can feel really, really great that we showed up and we did the one thing. And sometimes the one thing might only take 15 minutes that day. It just depends. It depends on what the one thing is that day. Okay, my friends, I hope this has been of service to all of you. I hope this has been helpful. And for those of you who have been curious about my morning routine, I hope that this has satisfied your curiosity and maybe, hopefully, even given you some ideas of how you can restructure your mornings to better serve you through the rest of the day. Okay, my friends, I will see you next week at the next podcast. Much love and happy painting. Bye.